Well, not gonna lie, it's pretty discouraging going through the family courts. I imagine that's why there's such a ruckus in that space right now. I had my pretrial hearing today, March 27th, 2026. I've seen my son for 2 hours this year, 2026. It doesn't look like I'm going to see my son in the near future. The hearing ended kind of abruptly. I didn't mean to. I kind of interrupted the judge a couple times, and she didn't like that, and she kind of ended the hearing abruptly after, I don't know, I feel like we were in there for about a good half hour, 45 minutes. But essentially, I don't know, the judge ended the hearing, and I asked the judge, are you going to let me see my son? And she said, maybe if you filled out the right paperwork. And I haven't seen my kid in months, and if you're truly acting in the best interest of the child, are you going to let paperwork stand in the way of that? Any reasonable person is going to say no. So saying that they're acting in the child's best interest and then denying any type of visitation or schedule based on paperwork is not acting in the child's best interest. So nothing changes. We still have to go through the federal process. The judge was kind enough to tell me that I would lose or potentially lose rights if we end up going forward in trial in September through the family court, which she's going to schedule us for September. So my plan is to file in federal court in the next few weeks. I had planned to do that sooner, and I didn't. And I filed a bunch of stuff in this court instead. And again, I don't think anything changes procedurally. We still have to take it to the federal court. But so, just getting back to the way the hearing ended, I was like, it feels like collusion, right? Because the judge had just snapped at the mother, telling her that you can't communicate with anyone except counsel. And I guess she was communicating with her partner, Roy. It's not clear if it was text message or somehow communicating in the courtroom. I don't know what was going on, but I was taken aback by this because the judge just yelled at her out of nowhere. And I was like, it kind of feels like collusion. And the judge looked at me like I had 5 heads when I said that. What do I mean? And I forget the comment, but I was like, the mother accused me of harassing someone at daycare, and if, Roy's going to get the name of the daycare worker because they're going through and listing the people that they intend to call as witness at trial, that just feels like collusion. And then the hearing ended abruptly after that. And I asked, are you going to allow me to see my son? And her response was, maybe if you filled out the right paperwork. And again, that's not right. So it doesn't matter. I can't get any of this time back. I'm not seeing my son. I haven't seen my son. My son is 3.5. I don't know when I'm going to see him again. And all of this is just wrong according to the Constitution, which is why we're going to fight it in federal court. Because we have a 14th protected amendment right to a father and son relationship as established by Troxel and Granville in 2000, and the Constitution of the United States, and the judge knows that. So I don't know, I'm just sharing what happened today and the frustration, and nothing that I do really, it matters for maybe other people going forward if I have any kind of success in the courts going forward, right? But in terms of my personal situation, being a first-time father and not having this time with my son that I can't get back, I can't do anything about that. There's nothing that I can do to get that time back, right? No matter what I file, no matter which court, right? No matter how many times I watch Back to the Future, it doesn't matter what I do. I can't get that time back. So